Hey YouTube, long time no see. This is Eric, and I want to give you a little tutorial on how I go through my photos when I've shot a bunch of them. So here I've shot about 300 photos, and I'll show you how I kind of quickly go through them. Now for this process, because I've shot some landscape and some wildlife, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the wildlife photos real quick to help demonstrate, because I usually keep a lot of the landscape photos and edit those or inside a Corel Aftershot Pro, so I can edit the skies and the foreground separately. So what I'll do here is, you can see right away this shot missed focus, and by the way, I'm in full screen mode, and that's that button right here in the very top right, so that'll put Aftershot Pro into full screen mode. And so what you can do, there's two ways that I can go about it. One is to select 6 photos at a time, and as you can see, it brings up all those 6 photos. I'm going to make sure that the lock is on. If the lock isn't on, you see how it's moving each individual picture by itself. What I want to do is zoom them all out. I'm going to lock it again, zoom them all out, and then go 1 to 1. And then I can check sharpness a lot easier, right? So what I want to do is go to my filter here, and the first way I can do this is I put does not equal and a non-select, which is the X, the flag with the X in it. So now what will happen is this blurry photo, for instance, when I click on it and then I hit the comma on the keyboard, it'll disappear. So then I can look at these other photos here and I can say, let's see, is there another one that's just really bad? I can zoom out with the mouse wheel, zoom back in, say this one's a little soft, so I'll do the comma again, and this one is softer, comma again. So I'm looking for which one is the absolute sharpest image. So sometimes the camera, myself, are moving just a bit, or the animal's moving just a bit and it doesn't focus on the eye very well. So we can always go back and center it again. And if I want to unlock them, I can move it and make sure I'm looking at the eye of each one. And I would say this bottom one looks to be just about the best. So I can get rid of those, and as you can see, they're disappearing here from the left hand side. So then I've got one more image to look at that's from that burst of shots. I'm going to zoom in on that guy, and this one is still looking like the sharpest photo. So I'm going to get rid of this one, and now this one would be my pick, and I would press the period button, and that's going to mark it with a green flag here on the left, and it's marked up here as a select, but it only shows it as white over here on the left is where you'll see it as green. So here, this picture is kind of a one-off. I would just zoom into this one, hit the comma, and get rid of that. Now the other way to do this is to simply, and this speeds things up a little bit, is what I could do is, let's see, this burst, let's just say these 3 photos here, because this is where the deer is actually, or the elk is actually looking at me. I'm going to link these again, hit the lock here in the bottom right hand corner, go 1 to 1. And now let's see which one is sharp. They all look pretty good, so I'm going to raise the exposure a little bit. And after raising the exposure, I can Control C on that photo and then Control V on the other 2, and now I can see that eye a little better, and they all look pretty good. So what I can do in this circumstance is basically just select one that I think is the best. So I'll select this bottom one here. And you can see that one also has a green flag now, and it's marked up here. And so as I go through this process, what I would do is go to my tiled view, and now I can go to equals, and I want to do my picks, right? So these are the ones that I've picked. And as you can see, when I go through the long way, the first way I did it, I would only show my non-selects, and then I can highlight those and delete them. I can get rid of those 7 master files. And the other way to do it is to simply have every photo. So when I just did the pick on, when I just picked this file here, what would happen is I would just rapidly go through the 300 photos, pick all the ones I want to keep based on sharpness instead of marking each one that I don't want. I would just mark the ones that I want quickly, and then I would show everything that is not green, basically something that isn't a pick, and then it would show everything that remains. And then at this point, I can go and delete. Just highlight, go all the way to the bottom, everything that's left, shift click, and I could delete everything. But I don't want to do that because I haven't gone through them yet. But hopefully that shows you 2 easy ways to get through your photos kind of rapidly. This has helped me a lot, especially when I'm shooting sports, because I can shoot 400 or 500 photos. And the second way is the way I like to go through sports, is to just look at the best poses, the best action shots, when the athlete is in the right position and doesn't have a funny face on and all that good stuff. And I can just do that real quick, go through, say, oh yeah, that one's good, that's a pick, so on and so forth. I can go through pick, and if I want to clear it, I can clear it, and that gets me all my picks. And then I go filter, that does not equal a pick, and then I can delete everything that remains. So I hope that helps you. This really helps me get through my files rapidly. And then what I do is, for like my landscape photos that are up here, I will go into Corel Aftershot Pro and really edit these once I have what I want. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope that helps.